This is The Gorge. It's a podcast where my friend Sarah and I gorge ourselves in overanalyzing a topic. But not this week. The Gorge is brought to you by Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/thegorge. And Sarah, what are we doing tonight?
But not this week. We gotta work out a different intro for this week. We keep saying we're gonna do it, and then the roundup comes around, and we're like, "Fuck!"
Nope, didn't have time.
Didn't have time. We forgot again. One day we'll come up with a better intro. Yeah, like I said, it's another roundup. Happy October. Well, not this episode will go up tomorrow in October. Hey, we're here to talk about stuff we've been playing and the news, the general rounding up.
Yeah,
Shit that's been going on.
Gotta catch up. So, Sarah, what have you been doing this past month?
Honk. I've just been a horrible goose. I have actually been freed from the burden of Fire Emblem. I mean, I did play it some in the beginning of September. I played it a lot in the beginning of September, but eventually it relinquished its spell over me, and I was finally able to move on and play other video games. And those other video games have been Goose Game and a little bit of Katana Zero again, because I was inspired by GDQX.
Oh yeah, that's going on right now, isn't it?
Oh, it's over now.
Well.
It was this weekend. Sorry, buddy. I know you were busy. But GDQX was this past weekend. Somebody did a Katana Zero speedrun, and I was I could do that. So, I don't know. I might try and start playing the game without the time slow on and see how I do. And just start, just trying it. I mean, what's the harm, right?
Wait. You can toggle that off?
Yeah, you can turn off the time slow. It's the only way to do speedruns. Yeah.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, the people who speedrun this game look like maniacs because they're just deflecting bullets in real time, and I'm like, I'm not that good yet, but I'll get there.
Oh goodness, no, I can't even come close to that. I overcompensate like a motherfucker when I play Katana Zero.
Yeah, but I feel inspired because at the end of the speedrun, he started the run really well, and he didn't have any deaths, but toward the end of the speedrun, in the warehouse section, as in the last level, he died 22 times, and I was sitting there I think I could clear a couple of these floors you're dying on without any deaths. Of course, I mean, obviously marathon setting and
right.
Pressure, and once you start fucking up in front of a live audience, it's hard to reclaim that. I'm not one of those assholes saying I could tackle the quarterback,
You're not watching the Olympics they make it look so easy. I could do that. I'm
not one of those assholes. I was just in a few places I was I think I could do that. I think Katana Zero is interesting because I do think it is a game that has a very high skill ceiling, but the progression to get to that skill ceiling is super smooth. You can get there with some pretty not having to grind it 800 hours a week kind of thing. So I was there was a few parts in that speedrun where I was watching it I could probably hit at least a few of those and clear a few houses, a few areas as fast as possible. So I don't know, I was feeling inspired. I picked it back up. I fucking love Katana Zero. God, I love that video game. And then, like I said, Goose Game came out, and boy, Goose Game is good. Goose Game real good.
Goose Game is the ultimate power trip. You just feel so strong in Goose Game.
No. I mean, like I said on Twitter, no video game has ever made me feel more empowered than Goose Game's dedicated honk button, because I feel I can directly communicate with the video game to express my displeasure. So anytime something happens, I can just in-game scream at NPCs, which is a thing that no other game has ever let me do. In other video games, when things go bad, they don't let me scream at them. I mean, I am on my side of the TV, but my character can't. They just kind of keep doing their thing, and it's No, I don't feel like my rage is being represented correctly. But then I play Goose Game, and I can, like, honk and flap my wings and be just a general nuisance. And I'm like, yeah, Goose gets me.
There's nothing I feel that is more, like, not powerful, but, like, more confident boost than opening your wings in Goose Game.
Yeah.
It is such a power move.
It is. It is, like, you know, it's like standing with your legs open and your hands on your hips. You just feel real powerful the whole time. You're like Wonder Woman, except you're a goose. And you can just honk at people and walk around and show off your big wings, and you're just a horrible, horrible little creature terrorizing mostly nice people and that one asshole who took my bow away. Fuck that guy.
There's the old man at the pub and the shopkeeper are the two worst people in the game.
Old man at the pub, shopkeeper, and the asshole who took my bow away. Honestly, I loathe the asshole who took my bow away probably more than anybody else in the game. It's the guy with who you can steal his slippers from.
Oh, the neat neighbor?
Yeah, the neat neighbor next door to the art neighbor.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy takes your bow away if he catches you with it. And I've never been more offended in my entire life than when this jerk took my pretty bow. I mean, I was on stream. I've streamed Goose Game two nights in a row. Well, not 2 nights in a row, but 2 weeks in a row now. I've streamed Goose Game, and on stream, as soon as the dude took my bow away, I was playing it with some of the other big gay nerds, and we all just exploded into like, how dare you?
How could you?
I was so handsome. I was the most handsome, evil creature in all of Great Britain, and that idiot took my bow. He made me a less handsome monster thing, and I hated it. So that guy is my mortal enemy. Like the rest of them, I'm like, you're an asshole, but like, fuck that guy. How dare you? How dare you take my pretty bow?
Go ring the bell at him a few times.
I'm going to. I made him cut out. I fucked up his rose. Asshole. So yeah, it's Goose Game is incredible.
It is. It's so much fun. I hope the Goose becomes the new Shovel Knight.
Yes.
And just it becomes the indie darling and just shows up in a bunch of indie games. Just there's a goose.
You get in Bloodstained 2, you get a goose familiar.
Yes! Oh my god.
You can summon the goose. Or you get like an umbrella, but its head, like the handle is a goose. I can think of 1,000 ways to stick a goose in video games. Yeah, I love the goose. I love Untitled Goose Game. And then I also we made a huge mistake, Ben.
Yeah, what's
bigger
that?
Than you could ever fathom when we played Stardew Valley on stream. Because, like, I can't stop playing Stardew Valley. Like, I was freed from the confines of Fire Emblem, and then I just kind of tripped and fell into the Stardew Valley hole, and now I'm just like, oh no. Oh no. Because it does scratch. I've said before, it scratches it's weird. It scratches a very similar itch to Fallout 4. And, like, the building in Fallout 4. So, like... And as you're aware, I've put over 1,000 hours into Fallout 4. And a significant portion of that is building. So, Stardew Valley presents a clear and present danger to myself.
How much time have you sunk into Stardew Valley so far? Like, on Steam, what does it say?
Hold on. I don't have Steam open. Let me pull that open real fast. 30 hours already.
Wow, and you bought that, what, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, when we started streaming it. And the thing is that we streamed it, and I kind of put it away, and I was like, that was good, but I've got other things to play. And then I was, like, laying around a couple days later, and I was like, well, I could go putz around in Stardew Valley a little bit more. And then it stopped being putzing, and then on this past Sunday, I played it for like 5 interrupted hours. I just sat at my computer and played Stardew Valley, and when I came up for air, it was midnight, and I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, no. So, yeah.
So that's happening.
That's happening now, and I love it. Oh, my God. It's so charming and quaint, and you can mod it, which I did immediately.
What did you get for it?
Oh, just a handful of little things. Do I have that folder open? I do have that folder open. Like things that let you access your chests anywhere. So like in this game, your affinity decrease. Like if you don't talk to villagers, their affinity with you will go down, which I guess is like realistic. But I also will spend like days at a time on my farm, and I just won't go anywhere else. I'm just cutting down trees and farming, and then I'll go fish down in the little lake like to the south.
Right.
And I'm just not interacting with people at all. Because I don't know if you know this, but that is actually my dream in life, is to live on a farm and not interact with people at all. It's like the only thing I've ever wanted. So, I'm living my power fantasy in Stardew Valley. I'm finally feeling truly represented, where I can just I can grow some corn and I can go catch a fish, and it's perfect. So like, I'll go days without talking to villagers unless it's like going to the store. I mean, it is incredibly realistic when I say it like that. And so like, I'll go check my little affinity tabs. I'm like, hold on, those numbers were bigger a few days ago, so I had to patch that real fast. 'Cause
right.
Fuck that.
That seems like too many things to juggle, too many like meters to balance when you want to get something done.
Apparently the decay is not that slow. You just have to stay on top of it. But the thing is that I don't want to stay on top of it.
You want to play like free, like just do what you want in this game.
I want to do whatever I want. And I mean, realistically, I'll go, you and I talk all the fucking time, but all my other friends, I'll go like 2 weeks sometimes without talking to them because we all just get busy. And my friends don't love me any less. That's not realistic. So, yeah, I immediately modded that out. And then, the other one that I think is, like, essential if you want to enjoy this video game in, like, a meaningful way, like Chests Anywhere, which is a massive game changer, and NPC map locations, which, if you don't know, so everybody in Stardew Valley has a schedule. And it changes with the seasons, and, everybody, and it changes based on certain days, too, I think. Like, people do different things on Sundays than they do throughout the rest of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but there's nothing on the map that tells you where people are. You have to just go find them. But you also have a very limited number of hours in the day to get shit done. Anyways, this mod adds NPC maps, like NPC locations on the map. And
that's so helpful.
It is genuinely vital. I think it's, if there was really one mod that kind of changes everything to make it, like, better. It feels like a thing that should have been in the game to begin with. It's that kind of a mod.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I have it's like such a teeny tiny amount. I mean, I think I have like 6 or 7 tops. Because I mean, it's not the same as like Fallout 4 where you could have like 300 mods. I mean, you really can only have like a couple before you start getting into redundancies and stuff like that, which is fine. Modding this game is so much easier than modding Fallout 4. It's literally just pull some folders into another folder. Congratulations, you're done. It's like, what?
No need to download like a mod organizer and sort them in a list and keep track of what conflicts with what. And...
Oh, yeah, it is incredibly, you literally just pull them into a folder, and then this little thing called Smappy, which is this Stardew mod application something. I don't know. Anyways, Smappy loads before Stardew Valley loads, and it will load up all the mods, and if there's a problem, it will literally tell you, hey, this is the mod giving you a problem, and here's why. And
that's so nice.
And the first time I got that notification, a single tear rolled down my cheek. Because I realized, this is going to be so much easier than Fallout 4. Oh my god. It was beautiful. I was moved. So, yeah. Yeah, it's good. Stardew Valley, I've talked a lot about Stardew. How did I do that?
Like, you if it's your first time going through the game, you don't want to, like, mod it super heavily and then, like...
No.
Like,
No.
ruin your first go at it.
Right. Like, everything I've installed are, like... the tiniest little things to just kind of make things more smooth. Like, I think some people would consider the affinity decay, like turning off affinity decay, like kind of a cheat, but I don't think so, because it's just not. I don't want to go talk to NPCs all the time. I know it's like once a week or something like that, but even then, I'm just like, I would rather just kind of do things on my own time. You've a lot of time in this game to make friends with people, so
Well, there's like 30 NPCs in the game, like, and if you want to keep track of all of them, you almost have to make like a list of like, okay, well, it's been a while since I talked to this guy, I better go hit him up.
I think it is like 20, 25. I don't think it's quite 30, but I mean, it's still a sizable amount, and it's like, no thanks. I got enough things to do. I'm trying to farm. All I want to do is farm, game, and occasionally go grind in the mines, go kill monsters in the mines. I didn't know there were monsters in this game. There's like a little dungeon crawl area.
Oh, that's cool.
I was really surprised by it. I was just like, I guess at some point I need to play Reciteer, because it probably would scratch the same like idiot like itch in my brain. So maybe that'll happen someday. We'll see.
Oh, that would be fun to do. I played a little bit of that like years and years and years ago, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a meme on V for a while. Mm-hmm. Remember those days? Capitalism ho.
Capitalism ho. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I've been playing. And I mean, Stardew Valley has been a lot of it, and Goose Game. So that's my 2 games.
So you've just been chilling out this month, huh? Just
like I've been pretty chill. It's been nice.
Taking it easy in nice, quiet towns, and in one you are being a model citizen, and in one you are being a complete nuisance.
Yeah, pretty much. It's been actually really great. Like I said, I'm living a dream, man. I'm just trying to grow some corn.
Yeah. So I haven't played as much and read as much as I normally do. Mm-hmm. Mostly because I have just been playing Fire Emblem for most of the month.
Yeah.
We're chipping my way through Golden Deer route, and also this has just been a busy month of things that aren't video games.
Sometimes life happens.
Yeah, we had to dog sit one week, we had a wedding one weekend. I've been in Florida this past weekend.
Oh.
Lots of stuff just happening.
Ben's been wrestling gators.
Yeah, I got into a fist fight with a gator.
He went down there to try and stop Florida Man, and it didn't work out,
But I did manage to squeeze in some bits of stuff here. I started Astral Chain.
Okay.
Which is Platinum's new game on the Switch, and boy, that is so much better than Bayonetta, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not as good as DMC5, but
nothing is.
It's a much more, I guess, like not relaxing, but much more easygoing character action game.
Yeah.
It's like surprisingly easy, but like a good kind of easy, but you're still having a lot of fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
But the unique mechanic of having your Legion with you, your stand basically,
right,
is a lot of fun. It'll attack automatically, but you can guide it towards what enemy you want to attack. You can wrap enemies in the chain by guiding it in a circle around the enemy.
Yeah.
If a big enemy charges at you, you can catch it with the chain and fling it back.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a lot of cool like timing abilities and stuff. The character customization is insane.
Right.
It's really cool because it's set up exactly like an anime.
Mm-hmm.
In that every chapter feels like an episode, and it has an anime opening.
Really?
Yeah, the first thing you get is like a straight up just an anime style opening.
That's amazing.
Opening theme, and that's so
awesome.
cool. It's just this perfect blend of like Ghost in the Shell and JoJo and Persona, just all thrown together into this great, fun character action anime as fuck game.
Ah, that sounds fun. I would like to play it at some point.
There's and it does one of the coolest things ever, which is you can pick between a male character or a female character, and then the one you don't pick becomes your twin sibling.
Yes, I always like it when that happens. Very rare.
And the funny thing is, people have talked about like whichever one you want to be the actual main character, pick the opposite gender.
Oh, really?
Because the gender you pick is the one that doesn't talk.
So, is it, going back to Fallout, can you design both of them?
I didn't try it. I don't know, because like you can customize their appearance right off the gate.
Yes.
I didn't try to customize. I picked the female character. I didn't try customizing the male character first.
Yes.
To see if that was persistent.
Like carried over, yeah.
But I've heard you can. I don't know if I just unlocked that feature later, because I haven't gotten like a lot of features for the female character either.
Okay.
You can't change their face at all because they are twins.
Right. They are twins, right.
But you can change their hairstyle, their hair color, their skin color, their eye color and stuff.
Right.
So I think there's probably a way to do it for the opposite gender character, but I haven't either found it or I haven't unlocked it yet.
Okay.
But I have seen some of the costumes you can get, and it is insane.
Oh, really?
How much like props and hats and stuff you can put on characters.
Yes. We love hats.
Like, I've heard people say, like, imagine if you could do this to Dante or to Nero. Right. Like, that'd be cool. That would be insane.
Yeah, where are my costumes, Capcom? I can't believe you're gonna make me wait until fucking special edition for costumes and Virgil. What a fool I've been.
Right?
All this time. I should have known better than to expect anything less from you, you bastards.
Gotta wait
till this is gonna be PS5. We gotta wait until next year to get our fucking, like...
special edition, like, Ultra Edition.
It's gonna suck. They're gonna wait. Although I guess it's also like, yo, but DMC5's load times are so bad. You gotta have a solid state drive. I'm sorry. That actually makes a lot of sense. They're like, listen, we can't put any more content onto this disc or the disc will actually erupt into flames and then your PlayStation 4 will take off like a jetliner. Okay? I'm sorry.
Hope you don't have anything blocking your fan because your console will melt.
It's just slag. Oh no. So, yeah.
But yeah, that one's really good. Also, I got back to Smash because Banjo and Kazooie came out.
And Sans
Undertale.
Sans Undertale is finally in Smash.
I didn't play it until like since before Hero came out, so I didn't even get a chance to play as Hero.
Right.
I appreciate Hero's gimmicks. But there is no way I'm ever going to actually play Hero unless it's just like for funsies.
Right.
He's really creative, and I can see like a lot of potential in like mastering all his abilities. But no, I'm not going to do that.
That's a lot of work.
On the other hand, Banjo and Kazooie is exactly what I wanted. It's super right up my alley for my playstyle.
Oh, good.
I love them. They're great. I was so happy that I'm like, oh yes, I can play them. They are exactly what I want.
Yay! That's nice. What good news.
Yeah. I'm like literally, like, Banjo-Kazooie franchise is so fucking important to me.
Right?
Like, this is like a dream come true. Like, this is it for me. Like, Banjo-Kazooie is close to Kingdom Hearts in, like, one of my favorite franchises.
Really? That's
general.
Good. Yeah.
And the fact that they haven't been ported to, like, the Switch or anything makes me very upset.
Bullshit. That's such bullshit. Just put them out, Microsoft.
I don't want to buy an Xbox.
Just put them on PC then. You know, like...
just something. Just anything.
Anything. Put them on fucking Steam. Like, come on. Do something so that people can actually play Banjo and Kazooie without having to fucking download it. Which we will. We will if we have to. And put Goose in Smash.
Release Banjo-Tooie and make Goose a costume for Kazooie.
Oh my god.
Just put Goose in the backpack.
That would be amazing. Kazooie and the Goose have the exact same energy.
They do, oh my god.
They have the exact same, like, chaotic energy. Although I think Goose is more sinister. Like, Kazooie is just, like... Kazooie is louder, and Goose is very sinister.
Goose has just those soulless, beady eyes, and Kazooie is just sarcastic and rude.
Yeah, exactly. The goose is so expressive too. I love it. I can talk about like how excellent all of the goose's little animations are, and just like the comedy of Goose Game is just incredible. It's genius. Most video games try really hard to be funny. I'm looking at you, Borderlands 3, you miserable piece of shit. And they fail. I'm looking at you, Borderlands 3. And Goose Game is just funny by using, I think it's Debussy? I don't know how to say. I don't know. The composer. It's just that, his music and a video game about a goose terrorizing a small town. It's like, this is the funniest fucking video game I have played in a long time. It rules. Just
the subdued body language that all the characters express, and the simplistic, destructive nature of the goose, the uncaring.
Yeah, its little head poking around like corners and like staring at people. It's just like comedy, man. It rules. So
the confident way it struts and all.
Yeah, its little feet just going pap 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 pap. It's the most sinister like pap sound ever. It rules. It's so funny. It's so funny. So yeah, please put Goose in Smash.
Put the Goose in Smash.
Put the Goose in Smash. So, anything else that you've been playing?
Yeah, there's a lot more. I got back to Marvel Ultimate Alliance because the Cyclops Colossus patch came out, and I played it when I was in Florida with my buddy Dave. That game was really fun in 2-player.
Oh.
Because it's just Gauntlet Dark Legacy, but with Marvel characters.
Okay.
And that's fun in co-op.
I can like feel Ben just like staring at me super hard through the computer, like, Sara, Marvel co-op. I'm like,
it does have online co-op.
I don't have any money. Otherwise, I would maybe.
But yeah, we got further in the game. We did a bunch of like the grinding solo missions, like just fight X amount of enemies or defeat this boss, but your special attacks do more damage than your physical attacks now. So that's a lot of fun. And the patch, or the DLC pack for it's Blade, Punisher, Moon Knight, and Morbius came out today. And so I think next month and then the month after that is the X-Men pack and the Fantastic Four pack. So I'm thankful for Fire Emblem for taking up my time so that I didn't beat Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 between that and the DLC coming out.
It's a good thing that Fire Emblem ate your life. It's fine.
Yeah, now I can get back to all the other games that have like all the patches and DLC out for them.
While we wait for Fire Emblem's DLC.
Yeah, see, you just trade them off, balance back and forth.
Forever.
I also played a little bit of Tekken 7 in Florida. This is the first time I've played a Tekken game ever.
Really?
Basically, well, I would play Tekken like 3 in the arcade every so often.
Oh right, you didn't have a PlayStation 1. You're that guy.
So I never played anything of Tekken, and it's all right. We kind of just went down the roster and just picked whoever, like, went down, made sure we got everyone at least. So yes, I did play as Negan, and he did play as Noctis, and we had that battle. We had that happen.
Yeah! Yes! Excellent. Put Michonne in Smash.
No, it would have to be Lee, because it has to be video game characters, so it would have to be Lee or Clementine.
Yeah. Oh man, Clementine in Smash would rule. What are you talking about?
It would be awesome.
What are you talking about? That'd be so good.
But yeah, like I don't think I'll pick up Tekken, but like I can see why people like Tekken.
Yeah.
I was actually doing pretty good with Negan, which I find funny.
Hilarious.
I think some of the DLC, like some of the guest characters, like get a little bit of a boost just because they want the showmanship. I did notice one funny thing about Negan, and that is that at no point in his character or in his stage do they ever actually reference zombies.
Huh.
His stage is called End of the World, and it's just like a camp. Like there's like a camper in the background and tents, and like there's like a crowd of goons and survivors like cheering on the fight, but like at no point does a zombie ever show up.
That's weird.
And I guess because like you can't really put that in your fighting game that's not in a zombie apocalypse.
I guess, but wouldn't you have, like... I mean, I could just see, like a stage that has, like, fencing around it, and there's like, dead guys, like, clawing at the fencing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a background element. There's just zombies, like, you know, just groaning, and they get their hands through the fencing, like, really generic stuff. That's really weird. That's so weird. Okay.
But yeah, so,
sure.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Why not?
I also played River City Girls for like a half hour.
Oh, nice.
That's really fun beat 'em up.
Sure wish it had online co-op.
Yeah, me too. It's nice. It's nice because it scratches the Scott Pilgrim itch that I've been like waiting to get scratched ever since it got delisted. Mm-hmm. Very solid hits, very good sprite work, very charming humor. It's anime-esque parody, but like in a way that's like comes from a place of like love and care for like the anime tropes.
Yes.
And it's very fun. I didn't get very far in it so far, but I like it. They do a neat thing where the top of the screen, like the HUD at the top of the screen, has like the health bars and it has the icons for the two characters. Mm-hmm. And when they're talking to each other, they will lean out of their character portrait to talk to each other.
Cute. Okay.
It's super cute, yeah.
That is okay. That's cute.
It's got a mechanic where enemies will sometimes grovel at you, and if you like forgive them or you accept them, they will temporarily join you as a striker call out. You can summon down, and they'll like they'll drop down, do their attack, and go back out.
Okay.
So it's really cool. It's you can like stack a few of those, and they'll like do it 2 or 3 times, and they go away forever. But you can just like recruit occasional henchmen.
Okay, that's cool.
And I know that it's got like a bunch of guests from like Billy and Jimmy from Double Dragon, and all those other characters from like River City Ransom and other old school beat 'em ups like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see what those are all about and stuff.
Right.
Let's see. Also, so last month I talked about Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, which is still the best comic I'm reading right now.
That's awesome.
So I got to a point in that series where they do, where they're starting their first like event, which is a crossover with the sister series, which is Robots in Disguise.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll have to read Robots in Disguise now to figure out what's going on there. And that is, they release simultaneously. And so More Than Meets the Eye is about the crew of the Lost Light going on their grand space adventure and that. So Robots in Disguise is back on Cybertron, and it's about the politics of a post-war Cybertron.
Robot politics.
Yeah, robot politics. You've got Bumblebee as the leader of the Autobots. You've got Starscream as the leader of the Decepticon remnants. And you have a character, Metalhawk, who is the leader of the Neutral Party. Mm-hmm. The ones that didn't participate in the war come back to Cybertron after the war, and it's been ravaged by war. Mm-hmm. And so they're like, what the fuck did you do to our planet?
Right.
So you get this really great thing where it's 3 characters who hate each other.
Right.
Who have to, like, work together for the sake of their people.
Right. That's good. Okay.
Like, it's Bumblebee and Starscream working together.
Yeah.
And they hate each other.
It's like,
because Starscream killed a lot of them.
Right. Yeah, of course. My favorite kind of character arcs.
And in the meantime, and like they all like genuinely want what's best for their people, but they all have different ways of going about it, and some are less scrupulous than others.
Well, yeah, of course. It's still Starscream, I assume.
So there's like this great back and forth, and Bumblebee is like trying to lead, but he's not a leader type, so like he doesn't know what he's doing. He's always hesitating and second guessing himself. You have Metalhawk, who's just still like angry at the way the war ravaged the city, and he just wants to do what's best for the people who didn't get involved. And you have Starscream, who wants to further his own ambitions, and he wants to be in charge. And he keeps needling Bumblebee about having like free and fair elections, like a democratic process to elect like one leader. Mm-hmm. And Bumblebee's like knows he's right, but he's also like, I don't want Starscream to win. So there's politics involved.
There's car politics.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And there's a point where, like, when things are finally starting to get balanced and, like, things are progress is finally being made, who else but Megatron shows up?
Welcome back!
So, like, the issue where he shows up ends where they're, like, because, like, the planet's been ruined, so there's only one, like, active city, and the rest is just a wasteland.
Right.
So Starscream is, like, finally getting, like, a sturdy foothold in power, and he's like, I legitimately want what's best for this planet, and I want these people to succeed. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I'm in a good chance to become the leader and take care of all this. Mm-hmm. And then over in the horizon, approaching the city walls, he sees Megatron, who is just completely busted. From, like, living in the wasteland and from whatever he did at the end of the war, he's just like C-3PO in episode 1, just a skeleton with, like, wires hanging off of him.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he goes to the front gate and he approaches it, and of course all the Autobots are there.
Right.
And they're like, there's, like, this standoff, and he just says, I come in peace. And Bumblebee kind of hesitates, and he goes, no, Autobots kill him. And everyone just opens fire immediately.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that rules.
And the only reason he like survives that is because they realize that shooting the Decepticon leader in the city streets full of angry former Decepticons is not good optics.
It's probably not great optics for your, like, post-war reconstruction. Yeah.
But
that's
just no, shoot him.
Nah, fuck it, kill him.
Not even gonna try.
Nah, fuck this. That's awesome.
So it's great. It's not as good as More Than Meets the Eye because, like, it's very depressing.
Right, it's politics, baby. Yeah,
it's very much like all of these characters who are supposed to be like the noble, honorable Autobots, the heroes of the story, you know, the good guys, and they're having to compromise and having to sacrifice their morality and make tough decisions and stuff, and they're getting backstabbed and betrayed and all this, like, you know, this dirty back room sneaking around and stuff,
that hard shit,
and assassinations and bombings and all this crazy stuff to deal with. And then you go back to More Than Meets the Eye, and it's dumb space adventures where all these there's so instead of like all this, like, really serious like post-war like difficulty of making amends and stuff, and how do you compensate for killing hundreds and hundreds of the enemy side, and now that you have to work with them and stuff like that.
Right.
In More Than Meets the Eye, there's a bit where a group is going to planet side to fight like a group of Decepticons causing trouble. Mm-hmm. And the Autobots are on one side of the dropship, and they're, like, doing this wartime, we kill cons! What do we do? We kill cons! Like this, you know, pump up battle cry, and then it just pans over to, like, 3 or 4 Decepticons who are just like sitting there and just frowning at them.
Oh, awesome.
So, you know, there's problems.
Yeah, it's fine. It's cool. No, you can work through it. It's space drama. It's space car drama. It's cars in space.
Yeah, and it's just this weird like thing of like, oh yeah, these characters named Windblade and Metalhawk and Digger are like involved in, like, deeply tied in these very serious political, like, back and forth shenanigans and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, the leader Bumblebee.
Yeah, Bumblebee, the President Bumblebee. Cool.
Yeah, having to make these tough decisions. Like, there's a point where a character named Wheeljack is like calls him King Bee, and he's like, "Don't do that.
Don't do that. That sucks.
Don't let that be a thing. Please don't."
Yeah, that's not good. Oh well.
So yeah, so it's great. It's a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see like where this crossover leads to and what changes. And I think I'm getting to the point where Megatron joins the Lost Light, so I'm excited to get to that part.
Yes, the best kind of character arc. My favorite.
No one on the ship likes him, and it'll be
no
great.
one on the ship likes him, but you're still part of the team, and you're all learning to live with each other. It's my favorite kind of villain redemption arc. I saw that Adachi got into Blaze Blue cross tag battle. I know what I'm talking about here. Fuck
it is
yeah.
It is funny. Like I'm reading Starscream, like doing all of these stuff, and he genuinely wants to help, but he's being Starscream about it.
Right. He only knows how to be Starscream.
And I'm just like projecting Johnny Young Bosch's voice onto Starscream, and I'm like, huh. That works.
I mean, it works. I mean, it really would fit in pretty well. So, that makes sense, actually. That's there's a character. Oh, we were talking about that. There's a character crossover there. Except, yeah. I mean, Adachi is cooler. And, I mean, for all of that character's many, 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 many character flaws, he's not a coward. He never fucking runs away. He ran away that one time in the hospital, but that's because Kanji was literally about to kick his teeth down his throat, which is, I mean, reasonable. But I mean, otherwise, dude's always just like, fuck yeah, bring it on. I'll fight anybody. It's like, that's cool.
There is one more part that reminds me of it in Robots in Disguise, where after they take Megatron into custody, and he just got shot to pieces, and he's coming in with like his armor has been completely stripped off from whatever he did.
Right.
And so he's just kind of sitting motionless in his cell, and Starscream goes in because he's like, I could have had it all. I was this close to winning the free and fair elections. They would have just elected me. Yep. They would have just voted for me. I could have had it. Yeah, I could have had it. I could have been the leader you so wanted to be. I could have done it, and then you had to show up and ruin it. Mm-hmm. And then there's just this panel of a comatose Megatron smiling, and he immediately goes, he moved! Let me out! He moved!
Oh, that's amazing.
It's great. It's great. I love it. These comics are amazing. But that's been me. That's about it for me.
Oh, good. The other thing that I wanted to say, I said last time I was going to do, and I'm going to do it real fast, is all the cool shit on YouTube that I've been listening to lately.
Yes, tell me what you've been doing.
So Eyepatch Wolf just had a video out today about how fucking insane Gantz is and how that makes it kind of cool, even with all the weird, not so great shit in Gantz. Kind of made me want to read Gantz, although honestly, I know that Gantz has a not entirely miserable ending, but the bleakness that is the first, I want to say 85% of that, I don't know if I can handle it. I don't have a problem, honestly, you're talking about the two different Transformers ones, and I'm like, oh no, the one about politics sounds way more interesting to me.
You should probably check it out. You might actually enjoy it.
I do. I like me some contrived fantasy politics. Ghost of the Shell Standalone Complex is one of my favorite shows ever made. So yeah. And that's 85-90% just talking about politics and philosophy, baby. But yeah, Eyepatch Wolf put out a video about Gantz. Movies with Mikey put out a video about does Scream hold up? The answer is always yes. That's just a rhetorical question. Scream is really, really good. What else? Lindsay Ellis just put out her video. She had two, I don't know, did I talk about the Game of Thrones 2 videos she did last time?
I don't think so. I don't think you mentioned those.
She put out the 2 videos about the ending of Game of Thrones and how it basically boiled down to why it's so bad, and it's just boy, I didn't know they did my boy Jaime Lannister that dirty. I knew they did Jaime dirty, I was aware that they did wrong by my mans, but I didn't know how bad until I was seeing clips of it, and I'm just oh no, how could you? I'll kill you. Because they did him wrong.
Yeah.
They, I know he probably was never gonna end up with Brienne, but they didn't have to ruin his character like that. What else? The other big one is I had a list and then I lost the list. God damn it. Scrolling. I guess the other major one, I wanted to talk about other stuff before it got to this one, but Steak Bentley came back after a year of being gone. Steak Bentley is the guy who did the kind of infamous 3-hour-long video about how Metal Gear Solid 4 was a mistake, and it's like a video I reference a lot. And it's like one of my favorite like video essays on YouTube. I've listened to it like 6 times because he has a really good speaking voice and he speaks intelligently, but not like an asshole.
Right.
And so like he talks a lot about his new video came out after a year. And it's about Cowboy Bebop, which is, like, one of my favorite anime ever made, man. So, like, that's cool. And, surprise, the video rules. It's about, like, it's not about politics, more so about, like, Cowboy Bebop's relationship with the West as a concept, and also with the West as, like, the Western. And about, like, Bebop's what it means to be like a space Western, basically, and like how like its themes and about like moving on and how Spike refuses to move on. It's kind of like his undoing and all this really good stuff. And it's just really well spelled out and very intelligently spoken. It talks a lot about like the concept of like the old cowboy and the new cowboy and our changing relationship with the concept of cowboys and all that good stuff. It's just an incredible video. You should absolutely go watch it. I hope this means Steak is back because I really like Steak Bentley a lot. I think he's really funny and he is just like a really smart guy. And he just kind of has his like moments where he just goes off and does his own fucking thing. He also has a really good video about One Punch Man and depression. He has like 4 videos and they're all amazing and they just come out extremely sporadically. I
I guess that's good. Like if he's working that hard on them, then
I think it's really more like he just kind of makes them whenever the mood strikes.
Right.
I think he's like an adult like the rest of us with a full-time job. It's not like, it's not like full-time YouTuber, like, again, like Lindsay Ellis and all of them. He's just kind of a guy who he's just like, well, time to put this thing out.
Really wants to get his idea out there.
Yeah, so it's cool, but I do hope maybe he'll, like, actually come back for realsies and put content out more often, because I like his content a lot. So yeah, that's the short version. I think I had some other stuff I was going to talk about, but I lost my list, so...
Oh, no.
Fuck it.
But that,
it's fine.
That depression one sounds interesting. I'll check that one out.
I mean, he's really good. Him and his I mean, I would really highly recommend the Bebop video. Like,
oh yeah, I need to watch that one too. I'm going to.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that One Punch Man because I really connected with Saitama's character when I read the manga, and I think that might be why. So I'll check that out. Yeah,
it's good. It's about like the idea of like it's like a metaphor, because it's kind of what one does. It's like, it's the metaphor of like the listlessness of depression, Yeah. Where it's like I have all this ability to do stuff, but I can't actually make myself go, and so I'm like super, like I can do all this cool thing, I can do all these amazing things, but it doesn't like ignite a spark in me. It's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's the curse of being the special kid in elementary school who was super smart and read at a higher level, and now that you're an adult and that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, it's not like a thing that anybody like really cares about, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that content's real good. I guess that's the one I like really, really wanted to talk about because Oh, and it's also about how much Cowboy Andy rules as a character. I guess I should also throw that out there. It's also about how he's literally like, I almost made this whole video about Cowboy Andy. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Cowboy Andy is pretty cool.
That episode is great. Like
it's incredible.
Out of all the really good episodes of Cowboy Bebop, boy, that one stands out, doesn't it?
It has some of the best animation in the show, and then it also talks about the movie. It just talks about Bebop, and I really like talking about Cowboy Bebop. I would, I'd like to do a rewatch someday and actually talk about it on this show because I really like Cowboy Bebop a lot.
It has been a few years since I've done a full run of it, so...
I basically rewatch Cowboy Bebop once a year.
Yeah,
it's one of those shows for me. Cowboy Bebop and Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, ironically. Those are the 2 shows I'm just like, it's about that time again. So.
Yeah, it's been long enough. I could go back to it.
It never gets old, so... Now I'm done.
Okay. Let's get to the news, because there has been a lot of it this month.
Has there? Oh, no.
Yeah, there's been like a whole bunch of announcements and stuff, remember?
Alright, settle in. Let's do it.
Okay, let's get the smaller stuff out of the way first before we get to like the big stuff. Some bummer news first. Ghostwire Tokyo creative director Ikumi Nakamura leaves Tango Gameworks.
Oh, that bodes so ill.
Boy, that came out of nowhere, huh? Like,
yeah, she quit out. She quit out of something. I got a feeling it's Bethesda's fault or ZeniMax Media's fault.
Yeah, because she was the face of that game for E3. Like, people were like they were talking more about her than they were talking about the game.
Yeah.
Like, and it was all about her. Like, she was the head of it, and then like, yeah, this completely comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, especially because. Oh, go ahead.
Before the first gameplay trailer even comes out.
Yeah. It kind of sucks because, like, the whole... I mean, like, The Evil Within 1 is not a very good video game, and The Evil Within 2 is, like, good, but, like, I don't think it made very much of a cultural impact. But, I mean, the one thing everybody says about The Evil Within 1 and 2 is that it has some really good art and visual design and monster design, and... that was all Ikumi Nakamura.
And boy, the trailer for Ghostwire was like, those are some really good visuals in that game.
Yeah.
So,
man.
Dang, I mean, that
basically means I'm probably not going to play Ghostwire Tokyo.
Right. Like,
it's like, yeah.
Like, way to immediately plunge all of the hype for that game just completely down.
Yeah, it's like the only thing that makes a modern, like, high fidelity thriller / horror game good is, like, it begins and ends with good visual design. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, about how, like, AAA horror isn't really as scary as it used to be because like, a lot isn't left to the imagination anymore. So it's hard to be scary when, like, stuff like Silent Hill back in the day, that the low fidelity left a gap between what you saw and what you imagined, and your brain can always come up with something more terrifying than what is actually there. And so really the only thing that helps your scary video game is solid visual design. It's like, man, yikes.
So, like, yeah, like we talked about before, like, that the reason why, like, all these older games, like older, like, N64 era games and PS1 games were so scary back then is because our imagination filled in the gaps.
Yep.
So, yeah, like,
Yeah, that sucks. I mean, it sounds like, I mean, I don't know what happened, but if I had to put money, I would say there was a big conflict between her and either Bethesda or ZeniMax. Because they're the ones publishing the game. It's like... Because, I mean, she just quit. I mean, she straight up she quit. She was not fired. She quit.
She quit, and, like, she doesn't have, like... And it's not like... She didn't, like, join another company. She doesn't have
another job lined up. Her Twitter posts are like, hey, if you want to work with me, here's my contact info. It's like,
yeah, like,
fuck?
She walked from
a
very big game that was, like, had a lot of fanfare for it, you know?
Yeah, I would really like to know the story behind that. I doubt we'll ever get it, but it bodes ill, to say the least. So
yeah,
that game's probably gonna get canned. That game probably is about to go radio silent for about 6 months, and then they'll quietly be like, "Oh yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo's been canceled.
It's on hiatus. It's on indefinite hiatus. Yep.
Yeah, and then they'll just kind of quietly cancel it down the line.
They'll just stop talking about it, and then that'll be it.
That'll be it. So sad.
Yeah.
Next,
let's get into the weird. KFC is creating a Colonel Sanders dating sim.
God, this is so stupid. God.
The ironic dating sim genre needs to die.
I'm so tired of it. You ever think about how Hatoful Boyfriend is was like a dating sim parody, kinda, but it actually had, like, a pretty decent visual novel story in there as well about, like, you know, things, and it had, like, stuff to say. and was actually meaningful. And it's kind of weird because, I mean, it is a game about dating pigeons, but, you know, it had, like, a soul.
Like, it was just a genuine dating sim with, like, a weird filter over it.
Yeah. And it was, like, it was interesting. It was a good video game. It's like, man, Hatoful Boyfriend is, like, the nascent point for all of these ironic dating sims. And that sucks. Because Hatoful Boyfriend wasn't ironic at all. It was, like, a gentle ribbing, but still appreciation of the genre. And this shit doesn't actually like dating sims as a genre. This is just cynical.
This is just, like, a weird corporation trying to become a meme.
Yeah, it worked.
What was the one that just came out too that's just like absolute garbage?
Oh god. I saw it on Twitter. I didn't even know its name, but every time I saw screenshots of it made me want to die.
It's like it's made by someone who very clearly doesn't like I don't get it's this, and also talking about DMC Devil May Cry, where it's like, why are you making a game in a genre you clearly don't like?
Yeah,
like, why?
I don't understand.
Who are you making? Like, who is your audience in this?
Who's this for?
Like, it's not for fans of the genre because you're making fun of it,
right?
And it's not for people who aren't fans of the genre because why would they buy a game in the genre?
Yeah, like the KFC thing almost makes more sense because it's just kind of ridiculous.
It's just corporate trying to make a meme generator.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous and goofy, and everybody's like, oh yeah, I'll try this because it's funny. Also, I think it's free. I think so,
yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, this is funny. It's a free video game. It's kind of just, like, weird, but people go try it because it's weird. It doesn't have any, like, active, like, it doesn't seem to be, like discontent, you know? Like, it's just kind of like a funny thing. But, like, this bullshit, like the one we keep seeing on Twitter, whose name I don't know, and if I did, I wouldn't want to say it, because I don't want to shout the fucking video game out. Like, that stuff, like, who is that for, specifically? Like, Dream Daddy has its audience, which, Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy, again, is just another one where they're just trying to make the meme, and then, like, there's a difference between, like, making something that's not a genuine, like, project, you know? Mm-hmm. And then there's just, like, vitriol.
Yeah. Like, Dream Daddy is still... I don't like Dream Daddy, but it has, like, roots. I think its roots are in the right place, even though I do still think it kind of toes that line of, like, God, I'm so tired of Westerners making dating sim visual novels. Like, it's all just... It's bad. I mean, the only one who ever did it right was Dan Salvato, and a lot of people... there's been, like, a hype backlash against EDLC, but, like, again, Dan Salvato made that out of love. He likes those games. It was like a gentle homage with horror elements and not, like, actively mocking dating sim and visual novels. Like, it actually, it feels like Dan Salvato's played a few of them because it hits all the beats. It doesn't feel mean-spirited at all. It's more about, like, hey, wouldn't it be fucked up if these are real people, and who are you to argue what is and isn't real? That's cool. It's interesting, you know?
Like, the thing that separates, like, DDLC from, like, all these other ones is that bit where the characters start asking, like, hey, why do you think this is a Japanese school?
Yeah.
And, like, are we in Japan? Like, can you prove one way or the other that we are? And, like, it starts asking weird meta questions about the genre. And then it also... has the thing that I see no one talking about ever, which I kind of annoys me because I think it's one of the best parts, which is when they talk about the weird, like, story behind the story about, like, a facility and tests and like, what?
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah. It's so interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's different. I mean, Dan Salvato is a Westerner who made a dating sim, but it doesn't feel like it's coming from the same place that a lot of this shit came from. You know, it just feels like, hey, I really like dating sims. I wanted to write something that was kind of like a weird little philosophical free experiment that got really, really popular.
And like DDLC isn't isn't really a dating sim. It's a horror game with a dating sim, like, base.
Yeah.
Like, this KFC game is trying to be a regular dating sim, but it's ironic. So...
Yeah. Whatever.
It's just...
Next.
Weird. We get to reset the clock.
Oh, yeah.
Fallout 76 T-51 Power Armor Helmet recalled due to mold risk.
It has been 0 days since our last nonsense. It's the gift that keeps on giving, really.
Just when you think, like, it's over. Just when you think, like, alright, they're just gonna make some more broken content, be done with it.
Yeah.
Something new has to fall apart, and this time it's a literal object that was mailed to people.
That's incredible. How does that even happen? How does that... So they said mold? Is that...
Mold. Okay, so the article says that according to the recall website, the inside of the Fallout 76 themed helmet, the polyester cotton blend fabric insert may contain mold. This poses a risk of respiratory or other infections due to those who may suffer from compromised immune systems, damaged lungs, or an allergy to mold.
That's amazing. That's amazing to me. Like
it keeps happening. It
keeps happening.
They haven't. I don't think they've mailed out a product for this game that's not the disc, just like a special edition product that hasn't had something go wrong with it. Whether it's
shocking.
It's really, really cheap whiskey in a bad plastic bottle. It's the helmets that didn't fit or like didn't work when they first showed up.
It's the nylon bags that should have been canvas. It's. I mean, like one fuck up, you're like, all right, something just went wrong in QA. But this is across the board. Like, what is going on?
Like, nothing has happened with this game that actually functions. I've never seen such a long concert of sad trombones.
It's true. It's endless. It's just it's a concert of sad trombones being played into an echo chamber so that it can go on forever.
So it sounds like there haven't been any like reported infections or illnesses yet, but the article says there are roughly 20,000 helmets out that need to be recalled.
Wow! Oh, that's a lot more than I expected.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so bad. Oh man.
This is incredible. This is just
amazing.
Like, I thought they were done. I thought it was just they're going to put out some more broken DLC and then that's it. But no, this just pops up just reminding you.
Man, that's incredible. That rules. It sucks, but it rules too.
Yeah.
We'll never stop talking about Fallout 76 and the absolute nightmare that it ended up being.
I hope no one does get sick, and I hope no one ends up in the hospital with this, because then it'll stop being funny. For now, it's very funny.
It won't be funny anymore, but right now, it's hilarious. So that's cool. Next.
One more bit of good news before we get on to the big stuff. Duke Nukem 3D Composer sues Randy Pitchford, Gearbox, and Valve.
That is good news. I do love hearing about Randy suffering.
Bobby Prince claims his music was used in Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour without permission.
Yep. Womp womp.
I think Gearbox thought they just owned everything about Duke Nukem.
Probably. I mean, Randy Pitchford does not strike me as the kind of man who closely reads contracts. He
is not a man who double checks things, for sure.
I mean, honestly, I don't really believe Randy Pitchford knows how to read.
So, the electronic files for the music within Duke Nukem 3D World Tour include text specifically stating that Mr. Prince owns the copyright to the music and has reserved all rights to the music's use. Yet Gearbox incorporated the music into the game without ever contacting Mr. Prince and without clearing the rights expressly mentioned in the electronic files. So it's just in the files themselves that it belongs to him.
That's amazing.
That's incredible.
God.
Furthermore, Prince claims he contacted Randy Pitchford requesting royalties for the music in the 2016 game, but was told he would be taken care of, but never received any money. Pitchford also refused to remove the music from the game, Prince's attorney said. Valve ignored a takedown notice, blah, blah, blah. They've been given 21 days to respond to the summons. Boy, what if this is what takes down Randy Pitchford?
Wouldn't that be amazing?
What if this is what gets him into jail?
God, he wouldn't go to jail for this. I mean, God, we could dream. He wouldn't go to jail for this because this is a civil case, not a criminal case. But I mean, it would be cool if he didn't respond to the summons and the judge held him in contempt of court and issued a warrant for his arrest. That would be awesome. But they'll probably settle before then.
No, they'll probably just very, very quietly get this cleared away, and then
as cool as that would be. I would love it if Randy was that fucking stupid to just ignore a summons, and then just end up with a warrant and just gets arrested on stage at E3 next year.
God,
that would be so cool. That would be so cool.
Wouldn't it be great if, since E3 is, changing its whole thing, wouldn't that be the thing to just be, to really make sure that E3 sticks around forever? Is just Randy Pitchford
arrested live on stage.
He walks on stage and cops just emerge from the crowd.
It's like the cops in, Panty and Stocking, where they're just, thousands of them in a wave, and they just all converge on him at the same time. That would actually make me like cops. I hate cops, but if 10,000 cops all descended on Randy Pitchford at the same time, I'd be like, okay, but they're not all bad.
Okay, those ones are fine, though.
Those cops in particular, those guys right there, they're cool. The rest of them, fuck them. But those cops are cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be hilarious.
All right,
we got 2.5 big things.
Okay.
So let's get through the Nintendo Direct for September. Because there was Smash in it, but yeah. So let's go down the list here. Overwatch is on Switch. We all saw that coming. Of course. It's also going to be the version...
real desperate. They are real desperate to get that player base back.
It's going to be the version no one plays because it's not cross-platform. And why would you ever want to rely on Switch's online service?
No, that's not true because none of the consoles are cross-platform. I don't think.
I think PC and Xbox and PlayStation are.
No, they can't be. You get demolished. Mouse and keyboard versus a bunch of chucklefucks on. No way. Can't be.
I don't know. I'd have to double check, but I know
I'd have to look, but I doubt that. I can't imagine Overwatch being cross-platform because that would be a slaughter in every round. Because I played a little bit of Overwatch on PS4, and the controls they're not great.
I think you can connect a keyboard mouse to a Xbox at least.
Maybe. I don't know. That's something to look into. But still, I mean,
but no one's gonna play Overwatch on Switch.
Nobody's gonna play Overwatch on Switch. I mean, if you're gonna play, everybody is playing Fortnite on Switch. All the children play Fortnite on Switch because it's free. So I cannot imagine anybody. But I could be wrong, but I feel like Overwatch's time is come and gone. They kind of screwed the pooch on it,
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of this is the last ditch effort to get a boost in players, and I don't think it's gonna work.
Was that you? That was my dog making a really crazy sound at me. Because he wants my attention. He's really angry that I'm talking to my computer. Anyways, nobody is gonna... This is really transparent, an attempt to rebuild their player base. And it's man, you had so many opportunities to make Overwatch, a really cool thing. You had this, you could have... God, these fucking goons who are in charge of this thing are this is just the beginning of our big Marvel whatever, Marvel style... extended universe or phase 1, I think is what they called it. And it's boy, the window to actually make people care about Overwatch's lore closed months ago. And now you keep fucking it up, so nobody cares, man.
They keep adding these characters and then not incorporating them into the story at all. And fucking up previous story stuff. The really famous one is that Jesse McCree is either 34 or 140 years old. It's what the fuck, guys? Yeah, it's egregious. Yeah, remember how the thing was they're recalling all the former agents? Mm-hmm. That hasn't gone anywhere.
It hasn't happened yet. It's almost when you take, I mean, the thing is that Chris Metzen is the creator and was kind of the writer for Overwatch back when Overwatch had like a direction. And then Chris Metzen left Blizzard. Whoops.
So
it's like they don't really have any direction, so they keep like letting Michael Chu, who is a character designer, not a writer, answer lore questions and stuff, and it's like, someone shut him the fuck up.
Right.
He doesn't actually know what's going on. He just designs the characters, man. So, yeah, I don't know. But I don't think anybody at Overwatch HQ actually writes this fucking shit.
They're action figures. They're action figures. You know what they are? They're Transformers before the thing got a cartoon. Like, it's just whatever. They're just here's the blurb of their lore, and then that's all you get.
It sucks. There were so many opportunities to actually make people give a shit about Overwatch's lore. And it's like you literally squandered every single one of them. And it's like, there's another timeline out there where they actually didn't screw the lore up, and it's like people actually want to keep playing because the plot seems interesting, but that's just not going to happen anymore. So.
Nope, it's not.
Oh well, next.
SNES games on Switch, finally.
Which ones?
The classics: F-Zero, Super Metroid, Super Mario World, blah blah. The cool thing is you get a Pro controller that is an SNES controller.
Oh, that's cute.
So that's neat. But yeah, that's like, you should have done that a while ago. This is obvious that you're put more on, just put 20 more every month until all of them are there.
You should be doing way more.
Yeah.
Considering how huge the Wii's library was, you should have at least ported that entire library.
Right, yeah.
Of virtual console games over. It's like, I don't know what the holdup is. It's Nintendo. It's Nintendo being Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's the old, we're just gonna drip feed it and then be like, why is nobody buying this? Man, I don't know. Can't imagine why. It's maybe because you won't put out the stuff people are really nostalgic for.
Can you put GameCube games on the Switch now? Can I
please just get Twilight Princess and Wind Waker? Are those available? No.
Well, they're on the Wii U now, so that's still fine.
Nobody owns a Wii U, except for you.
They should port them to the Switch, and they should port
that shit to the Switch. It's insane. Nobody bought it. Honestly, Rule 1 is that everything that was on the Wii U should just go on the Switch, because nobody bought a fucking Wii U, except for you, I know. But nobody bought a Wii U. It's there's so many good games just languishing forever, like Wonderful 101.
They need to bring over Wonderful 101. They need to bring over the original Donkey Kong Country Returns. And the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ports.
Yes, absolutely.
And then that's it. That's all that's all that's remaining. Because there's more news further down, but we'll get I want GameCube games. I want Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I want Path of Radiance, or whichever was it. Radiant? No, Radiant Dawn's the Wii one. Path of Radiance.
Path of Radiance.
I want both of them on the Switch, but whatever,
Yeah.
Path of Radiance on the Switch. Just
do it. It's
Luigi's Mansion 1. Well, I guess it's on the 3DS, but still,
But again,
Pikmin 1. All these
3DS is dead. Long live the Switch. Put it all there. It's not hard. I know you know how to port that shit. Come on.
But there is one that I don't have to worry about anymore.
What's that?
Xenoblade Chronicles Remake is coming to Switch.
It looks pretty fancy.
It looks really good. Those screenshot comparisons are pretty strong.
It looks real nice. Kind of makes me want to play. I know a lot of people like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I loathe entirely. And it's not because of anything like the game does. I just think it's kind of how I had a really visceral reaction to Monster Hunter World, which is a game that I acknowledge is probably quite good, but the UI for those two games makes me want to die, and just looking at those video games is horrible. It is such a cluttered fucking mess of bullshit. It's like, I'm sure there's a good video game in here, but man, looking at you is rough, baby.
That's why I'm like excited for Xenoblade 1, because I heard that one is like really good, and it languished on the Wii, and it didn't have a good 3DS port.
Right.
So finally, I'm just getting a chance, because I play Shulk and Smash, and I'm like, boy, I would like to play your game. I'd like to see, like, your stage is really cool and your music is great.
It's like that joke about Joker mains in Smash.
Yeah.
Joker mains looking forward to finally playing Persona 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Let's see what else real quick. Luigi's Mansion 3 has a multiplayer mode that includes 8 players, which is cool. That's like the first game besides Smash, I think, that's just like 8-player mode. Here you go.
Right? That'd be cute.
Super Kirby Clash is on Switch. It's free to start. Not free to play, free to start.
Weird.
But I guess it's a better way of saying that than free to play, because it's more honest.
Yeah, I guess.
Trials of Mana got a release date for April 20th, or 24th. Okay. Return of Obra Dinn is on Switch. I'm really excited for that. Everyone should play Obra Dinn.
That's an odd one, but I mean, like, I guess it'll work fine. It'll be interesting to see. That's a funny juxtaposition of, like, old school Commodore 64 fucking graphics on your portable little computer that you stick in your purse. I think that's great. I love it.
Little Town Hero is a game by Game Freak with music by Toby Fox.
Toby Fox, yeah.
Toby Fox is now getting built like the same billing as the creators of Pokemon.
Toby Fox is unstoppable. I'm afraid of the dog. I'm afraid of that dog and the power he wields in the industry. I don't fucking know. I don't even know what Little Town Hero is about. And I'm like,
It looks cute. It looks like a weird, quirky RPG, like, border type game. I think you're like negotiating with monsters instead of fighting them.
Yeah,
I think you're getting them, like, you're like paying them money to leave or something. I'd have to look further into it, but it looks really cute and charming.
All right, here's the deal.
Yes.
What are the odds that there's Megalovania somewhere in this game?
There's going to be a bonus fight in the game. There's going to be like an extra hard boss. It won't be Sans. It won't be Sans. But Megalovania will be in it.
Because Megalovania is in everything Toby Fox has, like, interacted with.
Mm-hmm. It's his like signature.
Yeah, it's in his little
the Halloween hack.
It's the Halloween hack. It was in Homestuck. It's most famous for Undertale. And it's gonna be in Little Town Hero in some way. Or he's gonna sneak the into fucking
into
Little
a song.
Town Heroes. Yeah, of course, absolutely. And we're all gonna be like, it's gonna be awesome.
We're gonna just point and go, look, it's the thing I know.
I recognize that thing, and I clapped. And
I clapped very hard.
So next.
Some Smash stuff happened. Banjo and Kazooie were out the day of the Direct, which was crazy.
Boy, what does it feel like to be Banjo and Kazooie and the creators of that and get upstaged by a fucking Mii Fighter costume? Cause like, boy, Twitter went crazy. Sans was in there. He's the first costume that comes with a song, of course. Yes. Like, it would be ridiculous to have a Sans costume and not have Megalovania in it. Of course.
Fucking really good mix of Megalovania, too, that also incorporates a little bit of Heartbreak and Bone Trough Soul.
I want this to either mean, because they're doing a second pack of DLC fighters. Mm-hmm. I want this to either mean Papyrus gets in or Chris from Deltarune gets in. One or the other.
That would be hilarious. I think... I love the joke people were making, like, it's perfect that Sans gets in as a Mii costume, as not a full-fledged character. It's way more in character for him.
It's so... Yeah, no, he's much too lazy to make a fucking, like, move list, so it's just his costume that gets in, and the Mii Fighter gun is replaced by a Gaster Blaster. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. It's perfect. But I do really desperately need this to mean that Papyrus... I want Papyrus in Smash so badly
right,
now.
That would be hilarious.
Now that Sans got in and the internet went insane, I really want Papyrus, like, as an actual character in Smash. It would be... choice. Perfect. Do it. Make it happen. Or put Chris in, I guess. But I really want Papyrus to get in. I want my boy in. So...
Also, just like a few other things about this. They also announced for the costume packs they have Goemon, Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, which I didn't expect at all. I think that's really cool. But Team Rocket, Grunts, X and Zero are really nice. And of course they announced, Proto Man too. And they also announced their next character for the fifth character of the DLC pack. Oh, yeah. One Terrence Bogard from Fatal Fury is joining the roster. He probably had the best announcement trailer I've ever seen.
So good. It's so awesome.
Just all these other Fatal Fury and King of Fighters characters just lunging for the envelope, and Geese tried to grab it and fell into Tekken.
He fell off a building and he fell into Tekken 7. That's how it works, man.
So I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know anything about Fatal Fury lore. That is how Geese dies.
Oh, okay.
In the later games, is he falls off the roof of his building.
Oh, okay.
Like that.
So. Oh yeah, that's right. Because Geese is dead and Terry's raising his kid. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Terry Bogard is a dad.
I do hope. So I think it's great. Terry and Ken have a rivalry in SNK vs. Capcom.
Yes.
Like, they are the rival characters. So I hope that gets incorporated in the game somehow. I hope that I also hope they incorporate his Garou costume, the leather jacket he wears.
So cool.
It looks so choice. Considering that Joker got his school uniform, it would make, it's got precedent for that.
Yeah, of course.
Also, they show a little bit of his gameplay. It's not even close to being ready, but his model looks great.
Looks good.
Looks amazing. I'm so excited. I can't believe we're getting a game where Sans Undertale can fight Terry Bogard, can fight Cloud Strife, can fight Solid Snake, can fight Banjo and Kazooie.
Perfect.
What is Smash Brothers anymore?
Smash Brothers is just... Masahiro Sakurai will not rest until he's put every single video game character into Smash. So... And look forward to DLC Season 2.
Yeah, just the fact that we're getting 5 more characters is wow, that's
I know,
insane.
I'm so excited. It means that anything is possible. So again, start throwing out your craziest DLC predictions, y'all. Because one of them can be right on Twitter. You can be that guy who's I called it 2 years ago.
Right?
You can be that hero. So now is the time to start making your most insane predictions. I still gotta hope that my boy Lloyd will get in, but
well, he's one of the only Mii costumes that hasn't been carried over yet.
Exactly.
So that would be cool.
A really recent poll from Japan had him at number 1 still, and then in the United States it wasn't the United States, it was Europe. He was 3rd place. So put my boy Lloyd in. Mm-hmm. Come on. I would lose my absolute shit if a Tails character actually got into Smash. I think I would go insane.
I think I've said it before, but I feel like it'll either be Lloyd or Yuri. And honestly, I'm okay with either one.
I would much rather it be Lloyd. Yuri's so overrated.
I think, the thing is, at this point, I'm good. This is a 75-plus roster. I'm good. I don't need anyone else. I would like to have,
Smash.
I would like to have, Sora and Dante and Lloyd, but, I got Joker.
I had Joker, but I want Velvet and Smash because, look, if Bayonetta can get in with all of her, her wild hoe energy, then, Velvet's titty costume can get into Smash. Mm-hmm. It's fine. Just put her in.
They'll just, slightly add to her shirt, and it'll be fine.
It'll be the most minor of edits to just make her shirt look more substantial. And then Velvet can get it, because Velvet would be a fun character. She's got the arm, she's got the hair, it'd be really cool. She got the sword arm. Come on, put my girl in. So... next.
Alright, well that's all for Smash. So a few more announcements, some really cool stuff I didn't expect. Tokyo Mirage Sessions, FE Encore, port to Switch. All we've seen, it seems like it's just the same game, but they did add Garrick Mach uniforms
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
Solidifying its place as an actual Persona game.
So yeah, I'll probably check that out now because it's not on a console I hate.
Yay!
What else
and
we
now
got?
it's like people actually are paying attention to Fire Emblem again because of Three Houses. So they're like, quick, re-release this game. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. That was our chance.
Oh my god, we can actually sell it because I think it sold like shit the first time around.
We've got one of the fucking most batshit announcements I've ever seen.
Which is?
Deadly Premonition Origins got ported to Switch.
God.
Alongside the announcement
of Deadly Premonitions 2. Oh god, you can't just drop that on somebody.
You can't just sneak that into like your montage of like other games. Like
no.
People saw that
insane?
People saw they were like, oh, they're just porting Deadly Premonitions to Switch. Okay, that's cool. Then there's a 2.
No.
And you're like, but it's like, Swery, aren't you working on The Good Life? Aren't you like, you're busy right now, aren't you?
Aren't you? Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
They also showed like a shot in that trailer that looks a lot like the protagonist's apartment from D4.
Yep.
Which is like, is he gonna just pull a Nomura and be like, no, fuck you, I'm making D4 whether you want me to or not. It's just in Deadly Premonition now.
It's just D4. That's it. They just snuck Francis York Morgan in to justify its existence. It's fine. Yeah, no, it was wild. I was leaving the office that day, and I checked, because we have a Discord. I checked the Discord, and Magus, I was like getting into my car. I was like, I don't really need to watch this direct. It can't be that fucking insane, right? And I look at my phone, and Magus is like, Deadly Premonition 2. I literally turned on the car and just gunned it home so that I could watch it, and see what else happened. I literally got home in time for the Sans announcement. It was incredible. So I'm glad I hurried, because boy, that ended up being a really fucking wild direct.
That was insane. What else? There was Doom 64 got ported to Switch. I heard that's pretty good. That's a good Doom 3.
Yeah.
Pokemon Sword and Shield updates. There's camping. There's curry cooking. There's a teapot.
Nobody cares. Sirfetch'd.
Sirfetch'd is the best.
Nobody gives a who fucking cares? Nobody cares about that shit. We got a goose game, and we got a duck with a sword. That's all that matters, baby. Birds are cool now.
I do like this Pokemon, Charlie. His smug aura pleases me.
It's he's smug because he waited 20 years for an evolution. It's one of the dopest evolutions ever. So, good for you, Farfetch'd. You made it.
Sirfetch'd looks like he knows that he is better than you, and he's not bragging about it. He is just stating a fact.
He's aware of his superiority. That's it. It's fine.
That's all it is.
Don't be jealous. It's pointless to be jealous of such a magnificent creature, because you could never hope to be on his level. I love him. And
he weighs 235 pounds.
It's a chunky boy. That's my big boy. That's my big chunky boy. I'm very proud of him. He's my heavy son with a sword. I mean, I bet half of that weight is the leak sword.
Probably, yeah.
It's fine.
Speaking of camping, we also had some Animal Crossing news. Just showing off a bunch of new stuff for Animal Crossing.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to have my life eaten by yet another game that's about, building stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited for that one. I'm excited to drink vacation juice.
That's it. It's just vacation juice. Don't worry about it. Nobody tell the ESRB.
And then they just showed off and announced, just the montage of new games coming out.
Yep.
There was one that stood out.
Oh, yes?
They're putting Devil May Cry 2 on the Switch. They just stuck that one in there. I've seen people on Twitter be like, I feel so bad for the intern that has to put together the Devil May Cry 2 trailers.
Oh, man.
I guess
every time I think about it, I'm just like, boy, Capcom, you really went there, huh, y'all? Okay.
I guess they just, I guess they had to in order to get in order to get to Devil May Cry 3, but like...
But God, at what cost? Boy,
Man.
I feel really bad for the assholes at Capcom's marketing division who were like, you want us to what? We need you to sell DMC2 again. Excuse me? I know, you gotta do it. You just gotta try and sell people on DMC2 again. Tell them that it's got wall running and agitation mode or whatever the fuck it's called. I literally know nothing about DMC2's mechanics, even though I don't actively hate that game the way a lot of other people do. I don't think it's that bad. I think its badness is a meme at this point.
All they had to go on there was a tweet where they're like, look at Dante in his best coat yet. That's like, yeah, that's about right.
That's about all you got going for you, huh? They're like, isn't Lucia cool? And it's like, yeah?
Yeah, but, I mean...
What else you got, guys?
Doesn't she have a great character design?
No. Her devil trigger's really cool, and that's kind of it. Oh, no. Oh, man. Boy, but it's gonna be real fucking hype when DMC3 finally hits the Switch. When
DMC3 comes out, that'll be the actual big announcement.
But boy, that's rough, y'all. Big oof. Yeah. Boy, I feel that's just like so stupid. Oh man, they charged $20 for that piece of shit.
Oh boy.
Can you believe that? Can you believe Capcom put DMC2 on the Switch shop and was like, we want to charge you $20 American for this game that people just give away at garage sales? Like
they had the audacity to charge that much.
I think $20 for DMC1 is too much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like DMC1 should have like $20 for DMC3, like portable is pretty good. But, like, DMC1 should have been $10 to $15, and they should have just given DMC2 away with DMC1 to, like, you know, move it. Have people aware of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What is even the point? I mean, like, I guess they are trying to get Dante into Smash, or they're just trying to make some Switch money, which, I mean, like, everybody's trying to make that Switch port money.
Considering that the ports are literally just the special, like, the Definitive Edition HD ports, like,
I'm sure it's just, like, an easy way to get some extra scratch, you know?
Yeah.
But man,
that's just...
What is the point?
It's a stepping stone. It's just a stepping stone.
But I mean, like, I'm just baffled by the notion of selling DMC2 for human dollars. You know? Like, you should only get DMC2 if you're willing to trade, like, a kind of pretty seashell. Like, I should not have to spend actual physical money on this extremely bad video game. It boggles the mind. They should have just bundled it with one. You know, like if they had come out with like a DMC classic pack and it was just like 1 and 2 for $20, I actually would buy that. Because 1 is a good enough video game and 2 is not that bad. Shut up. But it's not that good either. It's not good. I'm not saying it's good, but it's also like not that bad. So it's like, yeah, you play DMC1, you enjoy it, you're like, I'm not gonna play some DMC2, it sucks, but you can sink a couple hours into it if you're just, like, dying for content.
If 1 and 2 were a pack, and it would cost $20, 15 of those dollars would be DMC1, and 5 would be DMC2.
DMC1's still worth about $15, I think. I really more like $10, but, you know, like, I would pay $15 for DMC1, and I would probably pay $5 for DMC2 if I was desperate. So yeah, still, just blows the mind. Blows the mind! Do the Diesel costumes still get out? Do you think?
I don't know.
I guess they're still in the special edition, so they kind of have to be, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's not like a licensing deal, it's just that they paid Diesel to, like, design some hipster outfits for Dante and Lucia? Lucia? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. It's hilarious. Man, fucking DMC2 has more costumes in it than fucking DMC5. Capcom, come on, y'all. I'm dying over here. Alright, what else? Anything else?
That's it for Nintendo.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Tokyo Game Show.
All right, let's hit the highlights. Just the big ones.
Let's talk about Final Fantasy.
Yay! That's all I actually want to talk about. Who cares about anything else?
Reno's in it. The Turks. We saw the Turks. We saw.
Reno's got some tiggle bitties.
We saw. Everyone's designs look so fucking good.
Everyone's
designs suit looks amazing.
Oh my god. I've been like holding this in my soul. I like kind of brought it up on Twitter a little bit. You should go follow me on Twitter. But boy, I did not think they actually would redesign the Turks' horrible fucking suits after 20-something years. Like, to me, that is the most miraculous part of the remake. Because, like, the Turks have always had bad suits. I mean, the Turks are cool, but they are dorks in navy suits wearing brown shoes. And the suits have zippers. Like, oh boy.
Like, even without the zippers, I don't like navy suits. I think they look bad, just to begin with. And then...
Yeah.
And now we've got these nice, sharp black suits, and everyone's looks a little different, and...
They're so slick. They're so slick. Every single one of them just looks... It's so good. Like, Reno has just got his shirt all the way open. We have gone far past, like, the lazy alcoholic member of the party, and we are now in full 100% hoe mode. Mm-hmm. We're just, like, we are big hoe Reno, and, I love it. It's so good. Reno put his boobs out in the open so that Tifa could wear a sports bra. That's equality, man. It's so good.
That fight in the church looks amazing. They're just giving us the fight from Advent Children.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you want to fight in the church with all the flares going everywhere? Go crazy.
There's a bit in the cinematic trailer where Reno does his teleport anyway. Like, he just does his teleport. That's just the thing he can do.
It's the most Advent Children fucking thing in the entire trailer. It's incredible.
Rude giant swings Cloud into Aerith. They showed off a whole bunch of the quirky stuff we love. I hope everyone gets a good frog design.
I know.
Cloud
I hope
is amazing.
I hope like Cloud or Frog Barrett has like a little gun leg, you know?
Yeah.
He got like a little mini gun leg, or he's wearing Barrett's sunglasses. I'll take either.
It'll either be the gun leg or the sunglasses.
I hope it's the sunglasses. That would be really cool.
The squat minigame is back, and
there's a pull-ups minigame?
So the squat minigame looks great. I love it. It's the diamond. You have to go around the diamond face buttons, and then partway through it'll just fade away, but you have to keep the tempo up still.
So good.
And it's just you have to remember like what button you're on, and that's so cool.
I love it.
It looks great. We got a whole bunch of stuff for that, like 45-minute gameplay demo that looks amazing.
Yeah, we got to see the Apps boss fight in the sewers. We actually get to see like Tifa gameplay, and surprise, she just looks the fucking best.
She's just Balrog. She's just Balrog.
Did you have fun in Devil May Cry 5 with the punchy weapon? Here you go. It's a whole punchy girl.
The summons look really good too. I like that way they're incorporated. Great. I like the way they're incorporated into. You just summon them. They are CPU controlled, like just adding a party member basically.
Yeah.
And then you can trigger them to like do their own special moves and stuff. They set the boss on fire and he jumped into the water.
That's so good.
What else? The classic mode looks interesting. It looks it's not
quite turn-based, but kind of turn-based.
Kinda FF12.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it is. Mm-hmm. It is functionally a turn-based system. It isn't, but it works the exact same way that a turn-based kind of would. I mean, you're not lining up to take turns hitting people, but I mean, it's just like in FF7, like in the original Final Fantasy 7, where you would just sit there and like wait for an ATB gouge to fill, and then you would, take your turns to hit things. So like, it works.
It looks like they're calling it classic mode because they didn't want to call it auto mode.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it is. The main game will probably function in a similar way too, where you're just building gauge. Mm-hmm.
But instead of manually doing the attacks, they'll just automatically walk up and attack an enemy, basically.
Yeah, it's fine. I think it looks very interesting. It's a good way to kind of meet turn-based fans halfway.
Right.
You know, it won't sell everybody. I saw a few people on Reddit still bitching about it because you can't please everybody and you shouldn't try. But it will sell more people on this system change. I think that's cool. They released a couple screenshots, by the way, that showed off the materia system a little bit. It is basically, as far as I can tell, it's really cool. It's pretty much exactly the same way that it was in FF7, the original one, except that, like, it more clearly explains the different levels of support materia. Like, the example they showed was the elemental support materia, the blue one.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually spells out, instead of you just kind of having to guess, saying, like, if you put it on your weapon, you do 2% more damage to things that are vulnerable to that element.
Oh, so it just straight up tells you the number.
Yeah, it tells you the number, and then as you upgrade the elemental materia, it gains a damage boost. So it goes from like 2% to 5% to 7%. It's a very small increments, but you're hitting often, so those small increments add up, you know?
Right.
I think that's really great. I think it's good to... I mean, one of the things about FF7, as much as I think the materia system is flawless, is that it never did a great job of explaining, like, what exactly this thing does.
Right, like numbers wise, like percentage or specific details.
Yeah, I mean, like the magic defense, famously Final Fantasy VII's magic defense, even though there's a number attached to it, it doesn't actually do anything. I don't know if you ever knew that.
Yeah, that's I took advantage of that.
Yeah.
Just get that all the way up and then you're good.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, I think that's really cool. We get to see it. It looks like, boy, I'm so excited. They kept it. They basically kept it exactly the way it should look, and I'm so happy. That's all I wanted. I don't want anything fancier. I want it to just be, you put materia in whole, and that make it do thing. And that's all I ask.
That give you ability to do.
Mm-hmm. It actually looks neat. It looks like on weapons there is a little squirreled away slot that is specifically designated for summons. So like you can actually have like a summon off without having to worry about coordinating it into the rest of your materia loadout. I think that looks cool.
That's super helpful then.
Yeah, I'm really glad for that. So I'm just excited. I'm just glad that it seems to be a pretty faithful recreation of the game that I love, but with some extra elements.
With one other thing that we've finally seen something new is the redneck soldier.
The what?
The redneck soldier that shows up.
Oh, the redneck. You said redneck. I didn't know.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got a new soldier. That's weird.
He looks like someone that Cloud might recognize.
That's just Demyx. That's just redneck Demyx, you know?
I think that's, like, this is the first, besides the Watchmen of Fate, this is the first time we've seen, like, an explicitly new element to the game.
Yeah.
Like, a new character, a new addition to the plot. Like, I'm really, really curious, because, like, they're being really conservative with they're either being conservative with how much they're putting in, or how much they're revealing.
Yeah, and I'm betting part of it is that, I mean, there are new things for, like, you don't fight Rude until you leave Midgar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is no Rude fight. You don't even meet Rude until you hit Gungaga. No, that's not true. You meet Rude.
He's there. Yeah, he's there.
You don't meet Rude in Midgar. You meet Rude in the Mithril Mines just outside of Calm. That's the first time you meet him, because the joke is that Elena keeps wanting Rude to talk, and Rude doesn't like talking, and she goes, "Oh, sorry, sir. That's right. That makes you uncomfortable." It's a little jokey joke moment. It's the first character establishing moment for Reno and for Rude and Elena. So you actually don't even, like, Rude is just not even in Midgar, which is cool, because that means we might get Yuffie and Vincent and Sid earlier. We might just get to see them, at least. That would be so great. God, I really hope so. Because I love them. And it'd be insane, because otherwise we won't be seeing those characters until fucking 2021.
Yeah.
God, no, the game comes out in 2020, so, 2022, 2023 at the earliest. So, oof. God, there's so much in the trailer.
But, Rude being in Midgar is just, a shuffling of his character,
Yeah.
This new soldier is a new character.
It's a new character altogether, yeah, and I'm really interested to see what that means. How much new is in, what's getting changed. I mean, obviously there's some big changes going on with the Watchmen of Fate stuff. Because it looked I didn't see a lot of people talking about it, but it looked like those were Watchmen of Fate attacking Seventh Heaven?
Yeah, it was too quick for me to really, pick up on what it was, but I don't know. It's that old thing, everything we've seen has been so devoid of context that, all of the new or, rearranged stuff, we don't know what that looks like before or after.
Right. And I mean, they showed us a render after the fact of Seventh Heaven, and it looks like the building that's in the trailer, so I mean, that's an interesting change. I don't know. I don't know what all that means, but I'm fascinated by it. I'm so happy.
We'll just have to wait for more.
I can't believe they put Sung in. I know that's such a weird thing to say. Sung. I think it's actually Sung.
It's
I always want to say it's Sung, because he says Sung of the Turks in Crisis Core.
Ah, okay.
But I'm really surprised they put Sung in, because, he isn't, the more popular Turk. I mean, he kind of is, he isn't really as much of a character, as in, a weird character guy that the other three are, because, Elena is kind of, neurotic, and Rude is the quiet straight man, and Reno is, the loudmouth alcoholic, and it's they're, goofballs. Then you have Sung, who's just kind of, straight-faced. So I was, actually really surprised that he got into the trailer, because it was just oh, cool, that's awesome, because I think he's cool. He's a really cool character in Crisis Core. So it's cool for him to actually get some screen time. And I mean, his design also looks slick as fuck. Oh my god, everybody's new suits look so good.
Everybody looks so good.
Oh, game looks so good. I mean, that's the biggest thing, except for the water. Water looked really bad in that last fight. We all noticed that, right?
They'll fix it. They'll make it look better.
But I mean, it was rough. It's just goop. And I was cackling. I mean, honestly.
I mean, it is a sewer.
I mean, I hope the water stays shitty, because I think it would be really funny, honestly. Especially if, maniacs on Twitter latch on to how bad the water looks, even though the rest of the game is immaculate.
Well, you remember Puddlegate, right?
Wait. Which one is that?
Spider-Man PS4.
Oh,
the
right.
Puddles look slightly different.
Puddles look slightly different. That's right. Puddlegate. Oh, man, it's been so long. Yeah, I hope it stays shitty, because I want to see, the crazy people on Twitter go absolutely fucking batshit over bad water physics in a game that is otherwise, visually immaculate, So, man, looks so good. Looks so fucking good. The whole game looks so goddamn good. Everybody's designs look amazing. Shit.
And then, finally, instead of just showing up, President Shinra has decided to make an announcement. Barrett Wallace is a bitch-ass motherfucker.
That's actually really fascinating for two reasons. One is that it actually makes way more sense for him to be a hologram.
Instead of just, walking in.
Yeah, to, into a room with a bunch of armed terrorists who could just, light his ass up. I think that's a pretty smart little change. Makes way more sense considering everything else. And then two is that he says that Avalanche are allies of their sworn enemy Wutai. And it's ew.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Tying that into the war instead of the war just kind of being a backdrop, that's pretty interesting. That's cool.
Well, in the game, the war is over. It's been over for 10 years or something like that. It's been over for a long time. That's why Wutai is the way it is they surrendered and Shinra turned it into a tourist trap, because that was kind of the only way they could survive. It's interesting because it was especially for 1997, that's a pretty good encapsulation of capitalistic colonialism. And like, you know, imperialism. It's like, oh, hey, that's really smart, because that's what happens. You know, it's not always as easy as like, or as cut and dry, I guess I should say, as like, you know, they invaded my country and subjugated my people. Sometimes it's like they forced their product onto us and it destroyed my culture. And that was really interesting. But now it seems like if the war might be over, but there's still like a tension between Shinra and Wutai, and that's fascinating. And I can easily see that's how they incorporate Yuffie earlier into the story. So I think that's very interesting. I'm just like, literally as soon as I heard it in the trailer, I was like, ooh, excuse me? Excuse me? Is that new lore? Give it to me now. So, I love it. I've watched that trailer like 100 times already. It's bad.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I've watched every aspect of FF7 Remake from TGS just like over and over again.
Of course.
Tifa's gameplay looks so good.
I can't wait. I'm really glad everyone on Twitter decided to make the exact same joke at the same time as soon as they saw Shinra on the hologram.
Oh man, did you also see that there might be some kind of combo attack like mechanic?
Yes, that looks really cool.
With Tifa, there's like a little shot in the battle when Aerith, when the player is controlling Aerith, it swaps and there's a shot of Tifa using the Buster Sword as a launcher, like to jump off the sword and at Apps, and it's like, and yes,
that is something that is in Kingdom Hearts 3 to an extent. So like I can see that being transferred over.
Oh man. Oh please let there be combo attacks. Oh my god, please.
But yeah, like that's just like, yeah, I can easily see that being put in. I fucking can't wait until March.
Oh, it's so far away. It's so far away. How am I supposed to survive? I mean, well, I'm gonna survive because there's so many other fucking video games coming out this year.
There's a lot of other stuff that'll come out between then.
Oh, God.
Death Stranding got a trailer. I still don't know what that game is going to be like, but I get more and more excited every time I see a screenshot of it.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Just pee on those mushrooms.
Sure. Pee on the mushrooms, Norman Reedus. That's fine.
You will not be able to see his penis.
Nope. Oh, well. Even though Kojima's totally cool with sticking Quiet's booty hole right in the fucking camera. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna give this game a fucking chance before I get on the... God, Kojima, can you just not write the boss again, please?
What else? Some other stuff. Persona 5 Royals opening was shown off. That looks really good.
It looks good. It's interesting.
Yakuza 7 content was announced. I love this idea so much.
Oh, I know.
The idea behind it is that the new protagonist of the series, is a huge Dragon Quest fan. And so whenever he fights people, in his mind, it's a JRPG battle.
That's so awesome.
Apparently they had to pay Square Enix a lot of money to be like, we want him to say he's a Dragon Quest fan.
Yes, it's vital.
There's a bit in the trailer where he's like, yeah, we're gonna go on our hero's journey like in Dragon Quest.
Oh man,
I think the most wholesome joke I've seen about this game is imagining the protagonist getting out of prison after 20 years and watching the hero trailer for Smash.
Oh, I know. That's so good. Oh, please.
I might pick this one up. I want to get back to Yakuza 0. I appreciate this franchise for what it is, and I might give this new protagonist a shot when it comes out.
Right.
People keep saying oh, it's like Persona when the main character is explicitly no, Dragon Quest though.
Yeah, but I mean, I saw the UI. It's a pretty obvious Persona reference, or at least, I mean, they're published by the same people.
Yeah.
The battle system UI is a huge Persona reference, if not directly just they asked somebody at Atlas to be like, can you come help us make a JRPG UI?
Also, the summoning mechanic in this game is the best.
Yes, you just call it on your phone.
He does this whole elaborate animation of him calling someone. And one of them is a crab that you just throw at the enemy.
Yeah, it's fine. It's cool. It's perfect.
What else? Capcom announced Project Resistance, which is their co-op 4v1 Resident Evil game.
Yes. Interesting.
Left 4 Dead, but good.
Yes.
I like the idea. Okay, so the 4v1 is that it's 4 players playing like an RE2 style over the shoulder thing. And then the 1 is like the chess master who is setting traps in the facility. Like you have an overhead, like almost like a real-time strategy view.
That's interesting.
Where you're like placing cool. And like you can take direct control of Mr. X, but like for the most part you are just kind of setting the traps and trying to separate the party and stuff.
That sounds awesome. That definitely will be a fun one.
Let's see what else. A few other things. The only other thing that I took note of was the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection. I never played Mega Man Zero, but I've heard they're really good. So this might be my chance.
I know nothing about Mega Man except for what the Proto Men taught me. That's it.
But yeah, that's about it for the TGS. There's like a whole bunch of stuff, but not a lot of it. Like most of it was all Kingdom Hearts, which we talked about, and Final Fantasy.
Right, which is the most important thing. So.
And now, finally, there was Sony's State of Play.
Oh.
Which...
there's nothing in the State of Play I even care to talk. I mean, honestly, it's a waste. I mean, like, honest, I literally, there's nothing in the State of Play I care to talk about. I just, like, I feel like they've tried 3 times to be Nintendo Direct, and they have not figured out what makes it good. It's not even that. I mean, it's just that everything they showed, I'm really ambivalent toward. I'm sure they can have a good one eventually. They're still finding their footing. It's just that the stuff they showed I don't care about. I mean, Medieval looks cool. I forgot there's even a demo out. Demo's out. The demo is called the, I think it's like the Quick Death or something. Okay. Or like it's the Sudden Death demo or something. Mm-hmm. It's got a funny name to it. But like, yeah, that came out a few days ago. The only thing that I think looks cool is the Death Stranding PS4 with the baby controller. It looks like it's full of pee. But like, the texture on the PS4 itself, the handprint has the world map in it, which looks really cool. Really? Yeah. That's cool. So that's neat. But yeah, there's just like, it was dominated mostly by The Last of Us 2, which I'm super ambivalent about. Yeah, I feel nothing about The Last of Us 2. They did the most obvious thing ever. They did they got on Twitter a few days later and like, don't believe everything you see in a trailer. I'm like, yeah, but you even just alluding to like the dead lesbian trope is so overdone that I'm just like, I don't care. The only way you can make me care is if Joel ends up being a ghost. Right, like that's like the only twist people are calling that like might be good. That could be interesting. If Joel ends up being a ghost and he's been dead for a while, then that could be interesting. And sure, I'll pay attention, but like, even then that's not a game I'm getting the day it comes out. There's too many other things coming out for me to care about. It comes out a month before Final Fantasy VII. Who fucking cares? Exactly. So it's like, I got other thing. I'm going to use January and February to get caught up with everything else from this year. And then Final Fantasy VII and Cyberpunk are going to destroy my life. So it's going to be great. Yeah, but that was about it. It's just 20 minutes of like, all right, I guess. Sure. Watum looks cute. Watum looks cute. Creator of Katamari Damacy. So. Yep. But yeah, besides that, like, that's it. You should follow Keita Takahashi on Twitter. He's really funny, actually. The creator of Katamari Damacy. He's really funny. You should follow him. Yeah, but beyond that, there was, like, it was all the best parts were the Direct and the Tokyo Game Show. And, yeah, that's it. And, boy, there are some high highs in Tokyo Game Show and the Direct, so I love it. I'm so excited. Deadly Premonition 2. I still just can't believe it exists. I can't wait for that. Oh, my God. Cannot believe it exists. It's like, okay. I'm on your stupid ride, Swery. I guess I'm paying attention.
Apparently the port isn't very good for Deadly Premonition 1, but like they're working on fixing it.
There's no such thing as a good Deadly Premonitions port. I think they're all bad.
It's like Final Fantasy VI. There's no good version of Final Fantasy VI.
There's no good version of Deadly Premonition. I really don't think there's a good version of Deadly Premonition. I think like the PS3 version is it, man. Mm-hmm. So it's fine.
September was it was a crazy month.
Yeah, it's crazy. Next month is Outer World. So fuck.
So that'll be a big deal.
I'm not gonna have any money. Boo Boo, my dog, my beloved dog. How do I make money, Boo Boo? What do I do? I'm so poor. You should don't. Boo Boo, I wish you could talk so you could tell people to donate to our Ko-fi so I could afford video games.
That is ko-fi.com/thegorge. And you will donate and help us buy all the games that are coming out soon because we need to play them so that we can talk about them.
It's true. I'm so excited. Please contribute to my bad habit. Save me from Stardew Valley.
So yeah, that'll do it, I think, for this month. Thanks, Visitor, for using background music. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at thegorgepodcast. You can follow Sara at radioinactivity. You can email us at thegorgepodcast@gmail.com. And you can listen to Sarah's other podcast where she talks about all the stuff she's playing that's not video games, and she'll tell you about that right now.
Hey, that was a really good setup. Good job. Hey, I'm in another video game. God, and I screwed it up.
I wish I was in a video game.
You gave me the layup, and I fucked it up. Hey, I'm in another podcast called Big Gay Nerds, where me and a bunch of cool queer friends get together and we play tabletop games. We try out lots of different systems. We have a lot of fun. We've been on hiatus for September, but we're back in October with Pig Smoke, the system where you play as professors at a magical college in the United States. It is awesome. It's easily one of my favorite systems we play. You should come check us out at Big Gay Nerds on SoundCloud, and you can find the links to the rest of our social media from there. Thanks.
Alright, that'll do it for us.
We've ended at least 4 episodes on fuck Randy Pitchford, but
it keeps being true. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Fuck Randy Pitchford. Did you hear that they're also using non-union work for fucking Borderlands 3, and that's why Troy Baker isn't in?
I'm not surprised to hear that at all.
I know, right? Like, Troy Baker is literally like, yeah, they didn't want to use union work, and I'm not taking a non-union job. It's like, cool, good for you, Troy Baker. You're not a fucking scab. But, like, man, fuck Borderlands 3 and it's bad writing and it's ugly. That game's so fucking ugly. I don't care what anybody tells me. And fuck Randy Pitchford.
Fuck Randy Pitchford.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.